Hey guys, welcome back for more Coffee Talk episode 2. So last time we got Hyde and Gala plus Lua. So let's see what we're gonna have today in day 10. Yes, let's continue. Let me check my Tomodachi first. We got Hyde, we got Lua. Oh, is that something new? 9 to 5 in trading company. Bailey's, Riona, Gala, veteran now, working hospital. Stories. Yes. Myrtle. Yeah, Myrtle and Aqua. They've not visited yet. In the first game, Myrtle and Aqua were quite frequent, right, in the shop. Now, no one. Okay. Good evening. Who's coming? Georgie again. Officer, welcome. Hey Moon, how are you doing? Officer? Oh, sorry. My mind is kind of elsewhere right now. No worries. Work issues? What else? I'm all ears if you want to chat. You're a pal. I'm in a real bind, Moon. What happened? Well, never-ending workplace issues aside, things are getting weirder by the minute and I'm feeling out of my depth. Are you talking about your recent patrols? Yeah, I've been analyzing the CCTV footage the last couple of days. Oh, I see. How did that go? Did the cameras manage to capture anything? Yes and no. The infrared's caught a couple of blurry things. They ran off, turned a corner, and disappeared. It could have been anything like rats or cats, but neither fits what I've heard on the scene. The footsteps, you know, the laughter. Come to think of it, it sounded more like giggles. Giggles? Can werebeasts giggle? Not at that size. Even if they could, it doesn't explain the footsteps really. I see. So what's next? I have some ideas, but they're just wild theories at this point. In short, I'm stumped. You know, Moon. I've been racking my brain ever since Miss Riona dropped that bomb about the fairies, you see. Oh, what about them? As it turns out, fairies was an umbrella term for many types of beings. Anything that didn't fit known physical rules at the time was to be referred to us as such. Does it mean banshees were part of the fairy folk? Probably. Not anymore though. It's an ongoing process, but the list is getting shorter. But back then, any sentient being that was even remotely incomprehensible was considered that. And that includes apparitions. Apparitions. Yes. Apparitions like... Oh no, the light is going out. Ghosts. Ghosts? Ghosts. I see. What do you mean I see? Look at the outfit. Huh? Doesn't it sound like a bad joke to you? I'm not sure I follow. Bud, come on. Ghosts don't exist. Do they? Because if they do, all I can think about is the damn tree now. Alright, the tree. Does it mean it's haunted? It could be. Don't get how you can be so calm about this. Well, why wouldn't I be? I mean, there have been all sorts of customers here. Some of them are so out of this world even. Sometimes literally true. You're right. I guess you're not the one who's being weird here. Don't say that. Everyone has their own peccadillos. What is that? True that. If you don't mind telling me though, may I ask the reason you're so afraid of ghosts? Gosh no. And that's a long story. Not something I'm ready to talk about anyway. That's understandable. All you need to know is my fear was never caused by actual ghosts. Oh. Suggestion is a very powerful thing, Moon. But that's all I'm willing to share for now. Okay, thanks for sharing though. You know, it's funny. My grandpa was very into this stuff. So is my daughter. They're like my opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. Not that I'm not, mind you. It's just with my time as a cop and all unknown variables usually mean trouble. I see. That makes sense. They're the kind of people who could see things from nothing, and I mean that in the best possible way. Like, you know the Zen rock garden thing from Japan? They understand the Zenness of it. I don't, but that doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, you know. I think he almost got it. Yeah? I'm sure he and my daughter could talk about it for hours. Too bad he passed away before she was born. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. Why are you looking outside? On that note, when you've seen my letter, right? I'd say I'm pretty well acquainted to it. My bad. The thing is, it was originally my grandpa's. He bought it sometime after the war ended. It was to commemorate the upcoming new era, he said. In more ways than one. He got honorably discharged due to severe leg injury he'd never be able to recover from. At the time, he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons, he couldn't walk far. So it was a very good location for him with all the veteran support nearby and all. Right. Now about that street. You see, my grandpa liked to chat. Never liked being alone, that guy. Plus, he pretty much hated his bleak room. So sometimes he'd go and hang out with street vendors in front of his place. There were all kinds of beings there along with their pets from all walks of life. That's why he had a lot of stories about the craziest things. I see. You see, the street's name just came to my mind last night. Can you take a guess what is it? You mean Bourne Street? It was called that before, that's why the whole thing didn't click for me straight away. But I went through the files and it checks out. Does it mean that the vendors he was talking about? Bingo. And you know what? He bought the lighter there. What a coincidence. Are you saying it's only a coincidence? What do you mean? Come on. Ain't no way they're just coincidences, Moon. Everything is lining up too perfectly if you ask me. Uh-oh. Think about what's happened so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. Then my car was hit out of everyone's. Right. Then my lock started tanking. The broken mug, the fan, the black cat. Just tons of weird stuff happening the past week alone, you see. Right. Then one thing led to another. My team was chosen to lead the investigation and tell me who's in charge of the case. Me. And then there's this bench lady, your patron, with some information I wouldn't have thought of. The dead tree stuff, the fairy market, information I wouldn't have remembered on my own. Right? And now we know why I kept on losing my lighter, right? How are they not connected? Tell me. Well, if you list them all in order like that, I'm telling you, Moon, that place is calling for me. The case is made for me. But they really picked the wrong guy. I'm just real bad at dealing with spooks. They make me question everything I've ever known, you know? But I always thought you're pretty good at handling ambiguity, officer. Not when it comes to supernatural stuff. Because we don't know enough about what's real and what's not. What will they do? Will they hurt us? Do they bring bad luck? Good luck? What's the truth? Who knows? Maybe you should take a day off and catch up on your sleep. What's that? No, nothing. You know, another patron of mine suggested a documentary to watch. Yeah? The focus on interesting drinks from around the world. Was it? Who said that? Was it Rachel? I don't remember. It was in the first couple of days, right? You can find everything from the mundane to the extreme. Yo, wasn't he there when... I actually don't remember. From local comforts to really special stuff. And I kept thinking one particular drink might interest you. Oh, is it something like a protection drink? It's made of coffee, honey, and lemon. Okay, coffee, honey, lemon. Protection from what though? From evil spirits and bad luck, I think. Maybe it'll help ease your mind a bit. Gotcha. But Moon, even if the whole situation is haunted, there shouldn't be any evil spirits, right? I wouldn't know, but I might need your lighter. What for? Well, the drink needs to be lit up. I just think your lighter might give it that extra magic boost it needs, compared to just using a regular flame, I mean. What are you going to make me anyway? Nah, I trust you. Hey, here. Officer Georgie's lighter yet again. It exudes an interesting feel. Okay, we got it again. Okay then, make me the magical drink you've learned. Do I return it to him? What was that again? He said it was coffee, right? Coffee, honey, and a lemon. Okay, I need to give him his lighter back, right? Oh my god. Kimada. It's flaming. Oh wow. That's gonna be $10,000, sir. The drink does light up, huh? Yep, this is a special just for you. So don't tell anybody. Roger that. Here you go. Be careful. Dang, Moon. This is really something else. You sure it's okay to drink? I have no idea, but I'll take responsibility if anything happens. I'm just being silly, aren't I? Sorry for bothering you with all this stuff, Moon. You even made me this crazy drink to make me feel better. Don't say that. I'm always happy to help however I can. Thanks. Man, at least with crooks you can actually deal directly with them, you know? Not the case with apparitions. Not with that attitude. Huh? What's a new person? Who's this? Everything can be caught with a little elbow grease. Not actual elbow grease. I won't make that mistake again. Who is this dude? My queen? Is that you? Hello, Williams. It's been a while. It is you. The surprise is just coming this week. Let me go over there. You know each other? More or less. We were brunch buddies. Brunch buddies? Brunch buddies. I feel like I meant to say brunch buddies in that same serious tone, but I don't like to talk about it. I still get nightmares. I feel you. I wasn't sure we were gonna make it out alive. We were truly the lucky ones, without a doubt. I'll just take both of your words for it. Good. Because I don't like to talk about it. So what brings you here, detective? Surely it's not the coffee. Secret police reasons. I've not read the briefing yet, but enough about me. Tell me about your supernatural problems. You heard that. Yeah? You need to bust a ghost? Oh. Well, busting might be a bit too much. I was just talking to Moon about getting over my fear of that stuff. And ghosts. Something like that. I'm weak against ghostly looking stuff. I get freaked out easily. For example, I admit I got a little spooked by what happened on Bourne Street the other day. I remember that. I know very well that unchecked fear leads to prejudice. That's why it's a no-no in my book. It even pains me to admit that out loud. Sometimes the toughest case to crack is ourselves. Other times it's ghosts. How do you do it, detective? Your cases, man. I'd probably have lost all my hair by now if I were you. I try not to think about it all that much. And when I do think about it, I think, who else will do it? Nobody. That's who. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, once you get over that dead part, they're just like you and me. Look, I remember this one case we were investigating, a haunted apartment. This lady, her husband recently passed but wasn't moving on, if you get my drift. Real deadbeat, couldn't take a hint. Anyway, we had to go in and exorcise the place. But the husband, he's caught wind and he's retreated into the basement. I won't get into the technicalities of it, but it's hard to get a ghost out of the basement or an attic. It's all about the angles, really. I mean, I get it. That used to be his home. All of his stuff is still there. It's hard, I get that. So I'm slowly going down the stairs to try and coax him out, but bam. Next minute, all this romantic music is playing and the whole place is lit by spotlight. Basic sensory illusions, classic ghost tricks. Then before I know what hit me, I'm sitting at the spotter wheel and he's behind me and... Wait, isn't that the plot of the 1990 film Ghost? Oh, maybe. We had a movie night at work and I dozed off before it started. The story must have slipped into my subconscious. Riveting. But who's coming? Oh, another one. Who the hell is this? Hey, detective. Why they look alike? Hey, people I don't know. Did you get your important errand sorted? I sure did. Dooley, I can see crumbs stuck into your face. That's just the rain. It's very bready rainy. They're filling all over your top. That's blood from a gunshot wound. It's healed up though. You're literally holding the receipt from the donut shop. That's why they pay you the big bucks, detective. So what did I miss? We're talking about getting rid of Officer Williams' fear of ghosts. So a lot of cops are here in my coffee shop today. Hey, ghosts? Yeah, you're afraid of them, right, Dooley? No, I've never met one. We stop a ghost riot. Ghosts aren't real. So we don't need to be scared of them easy. There you go, I guess. Sorry that wasn't much of help. Nah, what you said that they're just like us? That's a good thing to be reminded of. Exactly, they used to be alive just like us. As long as they don't try to eat, possess, violently murder you, you should be fine. Very reassuring. Just talk to them. Feel their culture. Listen to their issues and spectral wails. Treat them like any other person. See what's on the inside. Which should be easy since you can see through them. I thought he didn't believe in ghosts. It's best to not overthink anything he says. I certainly don't. Well, thanks for the advice. I think it'll help. Our pleasure. Now, Dooley, I think we should read that case briefing and find out why we're here. I already did. Oh. Turns out we were meant to arrest the person driving that taxi. Instead of taking it all the way to Seattle, yes. Why? The driver was a chupacabra. Chupacabra. Okay. Let's get out of here, Dooley. Good luck. Thanks, McQueen. A lot. You too, Officer Dooley. Bye, guy. Good luck with your rat problem or whatever. Bye, coffee wizard. Take care. Okay, we got new friends, I guess. Probably just for this episode. That was quite something. Well, what do you know, Moon? Looks like my good luck is back. I'm feeling like $1,000,000 now. I'm very glad you do. Thanks anyway, Moon. I really did nothing much. Are you going to be okay now? Okay enough to start thinking about what to do next. I'm done for tonight. You have a good evening, alright? Please keep me updated, officer, and stay safe. Will do. Wow, we got no one? Did finished already? Alright then, maybe I'll go check the stock and... Is it the cat? Usually when something happens. Oh, it's Riona. Miss Riona, welcome. Hello. How's the traffic out there? It's a mess. And there's a construction work taking place on Leonora Avenue. Oof. I can imagine the gridlock already. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. That's great. I'm happy you're here. So, anything I can make for you this evening? I like something for my throat. I would appreciate a cup of tea infused with some lemon and honey. So, tea, lemon, and honey. Tea, lemon, and honey. Brew. Didn't we make this? We made this, right? Like, I think it was last episode? A cup of warm midsummer night's dream for you, miss. That's what we call it here. How whimsical. It's wonderful. Sweet but well balanced with lemon and slight bitterness of tea completes the taste. Thank you. You're so very welcome. By the way, you just missed Officer Georgie by a few seconds. Is that so? How is he? He's been thinking about what you said quite a bit, actually. Oh? He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Would you mind doing me a favor? Okay, what do you need? Could you give my contact information to him? We only connect via Bluetooth last time, or connected via Bluetooth, so... Oh. An email address and phone number written on it belonging to Riona Sheeran. A piece of blue card with an email address and phone number written on it. What I said a few days ago may have been a bit overwhelming. Is it possible that I spoke more than was necessary? All because I couldn't help but feel a pang of bitterness knowing what happened to the tree. That's entirely understandable though. But it's not my intention to interfere with his work. As such, if he requires any assistance, please do let me know. It is at the least I could do, as I realized there would be plenty of difficulty obtaining information. Oh, I mean because Officer Georgie is human, and we semi-physical beings have our own way of sharing information as such. I understand what you mean. Okay, I just do not wish to incriminate anything or anyone. It's fine, I get it. I'm glad. Oh, we have another guest? It's panning to the other chair. Okay. I'd say you've already helped him out in more ways than one. Sorry, did you say something? I was zoning out a little. No, nothing. I'll pass this off to him. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Bad traffic aside, how are you? I am... What is happening to her? To be honest, I've had a lot on my mind of late. And I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know I'm all ears. And that may actually be part of the problem, I'm afraid. Pardon? You know, I've held conversations with more individuals over the past week than I have in the past few years. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's troubling. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I don't mean it necessarily in a negative way. It's just, I used to believe that I had settled life objective. But I have been doubting it lately. How come? I finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Ooh, after a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time. Any good news? No. Our fields are admittedly quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me with some contacts who may be of assistance. Even though they had no direct connection to the audience I'm trying to reach. I see. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however, which I am thankful for. That's very thoughtful of her. So, what's the battle plan? And why are you doubting yourself? In essence, the advice is to slowly increase my network to make myself known. You should have, what do you call this? Accepted Lucas's offer, right? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? You can probably guess my concern about it. I think so, but you could give me a refresher, just as so I don't misunderstand. I feel like that would be a shortcut, so to speak, right? She did, however, remind me of an important and humbling fact. What would that be? Well, but it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really, really sure the so-called shortcut is 100% gonna work, because you'll have to do way, way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know? I'd say that's a decent impression of her. Thank you. After that, she told me a story about her early career experience, both the good and the bad. Getting noticed is truly the only beginning. Then it is either a matter of letting your talent speak for you, or you go out there to develop connections with the right people. Even then, there's still no guarantee of success. After listening to her explanation, I respect Miss Rachel's determination. I can certainly see how it worked out for her. But then I was left wondering whether Mr. Lucas meant something similar during our first meeting. Right. I thought it all sounded familiar. Will you try her suggestion then? I don't know. Is it difficult? No more difficult than sending reels to every audition I've come across. And being rejected by every single one. But for some reason, I feel conflicted about it. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, he and I have also continued our correspondence. Although, perhaps it was more like a necessity. Did something happen? He was stuck? Pardon? I actually posted about it on social media last night. Oh, I might have seen it. Did you... let me check. Is there something there? No, this is different one. Okay. Did you? I came across it when I was updating my schedule and responded out of concern. Then he called me almost immediately. He was loud. All sounds in order? And extremely drunk? Oh, that's why I said he was hungover. Really? He denied it at first, but it was too obvious not to notice. He told me he was walking aimlessly deep in thought and entered Kerry Park without realizing he had done so. Must have been some deep thinking he was doing, because I think it rained pretty hard last night. Well, I wouldn't know. The bus too, and from there is currently not operating after 10 p.m. Which is why I sent him a message informing him of the fact, as he seemed to be unaware of it. Right. So he called me to ask if there was any other mode of public transit nearby. Wouldn't it have been easier for him to just call a cab? He told me he wanted to know the city better. At night, or at midnight? Why not? After all, you operate your business after dark yourself. Touché? Perhaps he just didn't want to go home yet. And I might be mistaken here, but I thought he doesn't like drinking. Wasn't it partying? Nevertheless, I think last night was quite different. It appears he had dinner with his team. And he needed the extra courage in order to negotiate with them about his proposed new direction. Yeah, he was having a meeting with his team. I saw that. Oh. I see. I suppose it didn't go as expected. Perhaps. And I know the feeling all too well. Miss. However, he said he will keep on negotiating until they reach a compromise. That's good. Is it though? Oh my god, the light. Miss Rachel told me about the hoop she had to jump through at the beginning of her career, with her teammates as well. Likewise, Mr. Lucas has to work hard to obtain approval from his team for his actions. How can they still be so positive? What do you mean? I just cannot picture myself convincing others to give me a chance like that. I almost wanted to ask, why do we have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? Can't talent speak for itself? But if I truly believe that, with the number of rejections I have received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I? Right. That's why it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? To let talent speak for itself, we would all have to have the same standards. I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it were standardized, wouldn't it? However, doesn't that imply that everything still depends on whims of the individual judging you at the moment? How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that? Perhaps because they don't see it as the be-all and end-all? What do you mean? Rather than viewing them as judges with the authority of determining their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to make either overcome or avoid, if that makes sense. Just a matter of perspective as to where the power lies. But it's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done it before. Therefore, it's good to try and find out what works for you, or ask guidance or assistance even. Because no one can possibly know every single way to overcome obstacles, or be able to safely recognize warning signs without first learning about them from others. Is that what you're trying to say? I see. Still, Miss Riona? Yes. Sorry, I got a bit lost in my thoughts. You're fine, I promise. But speaking of Mr. Lucas, what happened to him after the call? I picked him and drove him home. Whoa. But I thought you were located in Bellevue? I am. But I still had unfinished business in the downtown area. Moreover, he suddenly began singing quite loud nearing the end of our call, which led me to conclude that it would be best for me to go and fetch him. I see. How was his singing, in your opinion? It wasn't too bad. If not for the fact that he was screaming most of the lyrics, that is. His hoodie was soaked when I arrived, so I had to take it off before getting to my car. Thankfully, the water did not completely soak through his shirt, so he remained relatively dry. However, I still had to lay down the seat covers as his fur got rather wet. Hope he didn't get sick then. Aside from all that, was he okay? Considering the situation you mentioned earlier, I mean. Well, he happily asked me to do karaoke with him, which I declined. Probably for the best. It could have been entertaining though. I ended up taking him for a drive though, as I needed to take care of my unfinished business. A late night delivery? No, I was buying a pie. At midnight? Yes. Why concerned? Why? Concerned you might have a competitor? No, not at all. Maybe a little bit. Oh Moon, you will be fine. I sort of want to know just so I can inform Officer Georgie about it. Oh, why? His daughter loves spies. When his car was vandalized, Officer Georgie had plans to buy pies for his family's get-together. But the report took a while and the weather was bad. And by the time he was able to get a taxi, he thought everything was already closed. I see. But he takes pride in being a Seattleite. So I wonder if he knows about it already. Well, it is a very small kiosk attached to a pub. Very easy to miss. So the spot is known as Disco Pie and it serves fresh pies until 1 a.m. Interesting. Good to know. Getting back to the story though. You both went for pies then? Yeah, and that seemed to fascinate him for some reason. What did you each get? He ordered a slice of warm apple crumble with a scoop of French vanilla ice cream on top. And a large cup of piping hot coffee with a little bit of milk. Ouch. I feel betrayed, truly. Oh. But it was my suggestion since I thought he needed to warm up. Double ouch. I apologize. I live. A little piece of advice though, a glass of warm water might be better for the inebriated. Coffee's not the best at retaining fluids and thus preventing hangovers. Oh, that's really good information to know. This is why you are the best barista, Moon. Thank you. Okay, my feelings are slightly less hurt. And what did you get for yourself? I had a slice of hibiscus blueberry mint pie. And just so you know, I did not order anything to drink. Good. Drinks aside, what an interesting combination for a pie. How did you like it? I enjoyed it. You serve hibiscus here too, don't you? I'll remember to order it next time. Please do. And so we continued our conversation afterwards. That was when he told me he had not given up on his goal despite the many disappointments with his team. He also told me why he does not drive at all. Really? Why? It is... Okay, on second thought, it may be better to hear the story directly from him another time. I apologize. No problem, I understand. We also discussed quite a few things we have in common. Really? Yes, surprisingly. And before we knew it, it was already nearing 5 a.m. Must have been a gripping conversation. I am not sure. However, his exhaustion seemed to finally catch up with him then, so I drove him home. Weren't you tired as well? No. I should go now. Alright, will you be okay? I have a lot to think about. Thank you for being patient with my concerns, Moon. No problem at all. Anytime. Have a good evening then. It's nice talking to her, talking to Miss Riona, honestly. We got some green tea latte. But yeah, like 2 different conversation in this episode, right? In this day, day 10. Very different. Okay, what is this? Yes. So, very different conversations at the beginning. So we got Georgie and his supernatural stuff, superstitions or whatever. And yeah, we met 2 new cops. What was the name? Mech something and Dooley. I forgot the other guy's name. McQuickie, McLightning. I forgot. Pretty interesting, honestly. He's kind of got in a good mood now, Georgie. Like all the bad luck is kind of gone now, at least. And we have Riona telling us her stories with Lucas. It was quite nice, honestly. I wish, or maybe she and Lucas would kind of end up together by the end. It would probably be good. I mean, it looks like it. You can see the characters like matching, honestly. Like you see Gala and Hyde, they're not a couple, but it kind of feels like it, right? I use Aqua and Myrtle. We're not saying they're a couple, but it kind of looks like it. And you have Bailey's Lua actually getting married now. But yeah, hopefully we see the other characters soon. Like Aqua and Myrtle, yes, we haven't seen them. Rachel, we haven't seen her again quite a long time. Henry, we haven't seen. And of course, my girl Freya. So in next episode, we're gonna do day 11. So I'll just see you then. Bye-bye.